Hey everybody, I'm Josh.
And I'm Rachel.
And we wanted to celebrate our 2 years on YouTube with another Q&A. We've only done one of these so far, so I guess each year we'll do one.
We were able to elicit questions from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and our members, so
That's
here
right.
we go.
Alright, so we're in front of the workstation here, as you can see. This is what it looks like as we put together our videos. So we figured that we will answer all YouTube related questions first.
That's right, first one. Will this be live?
Obviously not.
Nope.
we are hoping to be able to do a live stream around the time of our 2-year anniversary, but we're unsure if it's going to happen because we actually have trips coming up, which we'll get to that later.
How often did you travel to Vegas before you decided to be vloggers?
So, this is going to come up later, but we've only been together about 3 years, and so we had gone to Vegas twice before starting vlogging, and we actually went in March, in June, and then we started vlogging in September.
Yep.
But before that, it was always a 1 to 3 times a year.
For you.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for me. Next question. What made you decide to do your channel? COVID?
COVID helped.
COVID helped. Mm-hmm.
So for our first trip to Las Vegas, we actually just discovered travel YouTubing.
Yeah.
Probably the February before our March trip, which we went the week before COVID. We found channels like Bill and Lisa, Say Hi to Matthew, and All You Can Vegas. That's how we planned our trip, and then we started just watching the heck out of it.
Yeah.
And we were like, we kind of travel this way because
Yeah.
at that point we had already had 5 big trips, and all of them were focused around food, and we talked about it, we took pictures about it.
Yeah. So it just kind of seemed to come naturally after that.
Yeah.
All right. Josh, this one's specifically for you.
All right.
What did you say to Rachel in your opening montage when she opens the grilled cheese?
I'm pretty sure it's cut that out.
Grilled cheese looks delicious.
Yeah, but check this out.
Stick that back together.
Oh, I can't wait.
Because like she was getting so far with the cheese, I was really worried that all the cheese was gonna fall out and our sandwich would have been ruined.
Put that back together.
Yeah,
Put that back together.
might be it too.
But now it's funny because someone will be like, ooh, you just got grilled cheese. Yeah. Put that back together.
Have you ever thought about doing a best of wrap up to the year?
We did one last year.
We did. We did it kind of funky.
Yeah. But I think it was really fun, and we've already, after doing that, at least in my mind, I keep going with, ooh, what's the top of this one?
Yeah.
What's going to be the top of this one? So I would imagine come December we'll be doing it.
We're always mentally updating what our top meals are for the year. Last year what we did is we broke it down into like courses, so like best appetizer, best dessert, best main, best service, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
We'll see what we do, but we'll definitely be doing something at the end of the year.
That's right.
Is there a Vegas or general travel YouTuber that you would like to meet? Yes.
There's a few.
Yeah, there's a few. So Bill and Lisa is easily the channel that we kind of initially went kind of modeled after because we had watched so much of their stuff leading up to our first trip and always kept up with them and never, we don't cross paths. Unfortunately, we are weekend travelers, they're midweek travelers.
I saw today they're in Vegas again.
I know, they're
I was
always,
like, dang it.
they're always there when we aren't.
Yeah.
But we would love to be able to meet up with them. Otherwise, we actually watch a lot of
cruise and other travel.
Yeah. Because we know a lot about Vegas. We go to Vegas a lot, so we don't get as much education and information from them. So we actually like to watch cruisers like
Ben and David. They're awesome. So much fun. They're from England.
Yep. Hoffman Happy Travels.
Yep. Para DJ.
That's an every morning thing,
yeah, and then
much.
we also have really gotten into Endless Adventure.
Yeah.
They are a blast.
Endless Adventure is probably the only mega channel that we really watch, but they're up around 500,000 subs, and they're a cute, fun little couple.
So we would love to meet any of them at any time.
Those would be the most, and we have met a lot of Las Vegas people already.
Yep.
So nothing against them.
Has there been any videos on our channel which have surprised you?
Yes. Generally non-Vegas videos are always a surprise. Our helicopter video.
Yeah, that I would say that's the biggest one for me. It's the one I told Josh, I don't care if anybody watches this, I'm gonna rewatch it. And I will say I'm probably a big portion of those views, but it just keeps going, and it's awesome for us. So those are exciting.
That was probably our most steady video, and then our cruise videos, which we had no idea if people would actually watch us do cruises, but it ended up being where we had a fun time with it. We've got a lot more booked, which we'll get into later.
Yeah.
And those they keep doing well. So we're gonna keep doing them, and we'll keep doing all our other travels too. But obviously Vegas is the primary focus right now.
And I would like to say, I know we say we do Vegas, and we're not really vlogging style. We're more the restaurant review, the hotel review style. If you want to see true personality sides of us, we try to show it as much as we can in those, but that's sort of hard. Our cruise videos are our true personality. It is truly what we're doing while we're on vacation, and we just put a camera in front of us. I think the most recent cruise was the most reliable for that, but otherwise you can just see a lot more of who we are personally that way.
Yeah, so if you want more long cuts, check that out. Ready?
Ready. All right.
We are jumping into personal/general questions.
That's right. First question. Who made the first move? That is personal.
That is personal.
Yep.
I would say me.
I would have to agree with that.
There we go.
All right, next question. We kind of answered this a little bit earlier, but we'll go ahead and answer it again. How long have you guys been together as a couple?
So just under 3 years.
Yep.
We'll be out 3 years in November.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, next one's more about our careers. What do you guys actually do for a living? We are both nurses.
Yep. Nurses by training. Been doing it for a long time, so we found our way into middle management, administrative type work.
That's right. The next question regarding that is YouTube your full-time job?
I wish.
No.
Oh, man.
I know, I wish it was too.
Yeah, no, it definitely is not at this point. Maybe sometime,
We'd love for it to
in the
be.
distant future, but
Aw.
no, for right now we still do the 7:30 to 5 kind of work pretty much.
That's right. Someone did ask too, we believe you're in the medical field, what's our specialty? My trained background is emergency medicine, EMS, emergency nurse. Now I work for the state.
And I actually started on the medical floor, worked in the ICU. I was a rapid response nurse and house supervisor. Then I was a manager on a rehab unit, and now I oversee discharge planning and social work and case management. I kind of have my hands on everything nursing.
And I've said it before, and it's my little plug for nursing. You can do so much with it that it can take you for a long time in your career.
And I actually just went past 17 and a half years.
And I'm at 11 and a half in nursing and probably close to 20 in medicine. So.
Yeah, long time.
Yep. You want to read the next one?
Sure. What is your biggest pet peeve when watching other YouTube channels? Dun dun dun. Trying to start drama?
Yeah. I'll tell you mine. I don't like inside jokes. Like, I understand everybody well, not everybody knows everybody. That's the problem. So inside jokes drive me crazy. I'm like, I don't know what you're laughing at. It's not funny. So
yeah, and sometimes like people are meeting up with others, and I probably I may have not seen their channel before, or I don't know what they're referencing. So I think that's why a lot of times you'll see that we try to start our videos as well as start even our cruise vlogs as if it's a person's first time watching us.
Yep.
So we try to do it that way. My biggest pet peeve is when people talk about what time it is back home.
Yeah. He does.
Because you know what? You're in Las Vegas or you're in New York City. It doesn't matter what time it is back home because it's this time right now. So it drives me nuts.
It does drive him nuts. It's funny. All right, this is a foodie one for us.
All right.
You're always eating at nice spots, but what's your favorite junk food?
All right, I did think about this.
I have so many.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you guys this, but I'll eat anything, mostly.
That's your answer?
No, I mean...
They're asking for favorite, though.
Yeah.
All right, for me, if I'm talking true junk food, I'm probably going Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Dairy Queen Blizzards or ice cream, soft serve Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, soft serve I cannot say it. Soft serve ice cream of pretty much any case.
We should have gotten some of that.
Either as a sundae or a blizzard or whatever. And chips.
Oh, chips.
Give me some chips. Doritos. I'm all about it.
So we were discussing this and I was like, okay, what? I was trying to remember, like, when I'm the one who goes in for our road trip snacks, what do I always pick? Chex Mix Muddy Buddies. Those are my, like, 2 go-tos, but I'm also about...
Chex Mix Muddy Buddies or Chex Mix and Muddy Buddies?
Yes.
All right.
Both of them. The Chex Mix Muddy Buddies are my favorite, but I would
You gotta have some salty too.
Yeah, I'd do Chex Mix, the extra bold flavor, preferably, and then the Muddy Buddies. But I'm with Josh. I love ice cream. Give me anything fried foods, donuts.
Yeah,
Heck
I'll
yeah.
do that. I'll do that too. Yeah.
Next question is, what's your favorite fast food? Mine's easy. I'm a Wyoming girl. Taco John's all the way, 100%.
I would say Carl's Jr. for breakfast.
You
I
do
like their biscuits the most. And then I'd probably say Chick-fil-A. I mean, I'm a sucker for it. The line is generally not worth it though, so it's I don't do it very often, but when I do, I crave it.
Yep, I would have to agree with that one. This next one's for you.
All right.
Where do you shop for your colorful shirts?
And of course, I'm wearing just a t-shirt today.
We're at home.
But, so I actually got started with my shirts at Original Penguin. That's where I got a large amount of them initially, and now, you know, Facebook listens to you talk and think.
It's so weird.
So I've gotten a lot of my shirts just off of random weird websites that Facebook and Instagram tells me to buy, and I'm like, oh my god, that is amazing.
That is a good shirt.
Yeah, so my shirt collection continues to get larger and larger.
Yes, we have decided that we
Just
have
this week.
way too many clothes, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
And Rachel, have you always had an infectious smile, genuinely adorable personality?
I guess I grew up with a smile, so sure. I've had a lot of stuff happen in the last 20 plus years, and I'd say the last 10 I've made it a point to wake up with a positive attitude and just move forward. So yeah, I think I have, and I said to Josh, at least since I've met him.
Aww. All right, if you're hanging out with us today, you get to see one of our favorite meals that we like to prepare. Who knew you were gonna get a recipe today?
Smoked chicken wings coming your way.
Yeah. So, one of our favorite ones right now is Honey Chipotle Killer Bee by Cosmos. We get it at Ace Hardware store.
That's right. Ace Hardware has a ton of good seasonings, so
Yeah.
we really like it.
It's very similar to a sweet heat rub. And then we're also going to do honey garlic barbecue rub. But we're going to smoke it, 250. The smoker's already going.
All right, let's answer a few more questions. These ones are about Vegas, hotels in specifically.
And I'm going to work on these chicken wings.
Is there one place you'll never return?
All right, so this is one of those where we are kind of changing up what we do because of the channel.
Yes.
Since we started the channel, we have stayed at almost every MGM hotel, and I think both of our answers are going to be MGM hotels that we really don't want to go to, but we still have to stay at.
Yes, prior to starting this channel, I would say I would have never went back to Excalibur, but we have that in a future trip planned.
We do have it.
Since we've started the channel and our review stuff, I would say the one I wouldn't go back to right now, simply for the room, was New York, New York.
Yeah, I did not like that New York room. But otherwise, so for me, the one that we haven't stayed at yet on the channel, but I still hate, is MGM. MGM Grand, it's like far too big, and it's just a hot mess. It's always crazy. I need a little bit more relaxing, and I don't need to be 6 miles away from getting out on the strip.
All right, next question was, and this kind of goes to the opposite end of this, if you could only choose one, pick one favorite hotel.
One favorite hotel, it's got to be Wynn right now.
I'm going to have to agree with that.
Yeah.
We have a ton of that we are really liking, but Wynn's my favorite right now.
I know we did just do a video showing all this stuff. I can't say too much bad about it. I used to not want to do Wynn because it was on the north end of the strip. Now I'm in love with the north end.
Yeah, we really enjoy that. All right.
All right, so let's see. So on the chicken wings, I like to do a little bit of pepper on the base, as well as some olive oil.
And we do get our chicken wings from Sam's Club. So I know that earlier this summer they said there was a huge shortage. We haven't found a shortage.
We have not.
We've been able to get them every time. This pack, for as many as we had, were like less than 15 bucks.
Yeah. And it's, so I like to do the olive oil just to help it stick. Just a light coating of pepper. So we put a lot of pepper on pretty much everything. Mm-hmm. But then the other seasoning, I will do a heavy coat.
Is this the honey chipotle one?
This one's the honey chipotle.
This one looks a little bit lighter. Does the
It does.
honey garlic?
Yeah, this is one that we haven't done before, but it's honey garlic. And I do worry sometimes with these prepackaged ones, especially if it's light, because it typically has a lot of salt in it, so you gotta watch out with that. All right, smoker's at 250, so we're just gonna lay them directly on the grill. And it is a pellet grill, so pretty easy to keep track of the temp. Then we'll close it for an hour, come back and flip them.
All right.
Moving into general travel. You may have noticed that All Right is actually, it's become a cue for us. We're starting a scene, and it actually, editing Josh loves it.
It actually does work really well for us because we then know, oh, it's time to start.
Yeah, focus.
Yeah.
All right.
First question on general travel is, do you guys use an app or anything to reserve your dinner tables?
So most of the time, I know when I'm doing it, I go through the, we're going through the casino or the restaurant website itself.
Absolutely.
Which then typically is going to go to somewhere like Open Table, 7 Rooms, or Resi. So that's where we go through for all of them. We don't have one specifically downloaded and go through them all the time, but we will go through their direct websites.
Yes, and I've found it's most helpful that way. The only place so far, I think there's maybe 1 or 2, I've actually emailed directly because I couldn't find an opening on theirs, and luckily they put me on the wait list and I got a text saying you have a reservation. So it's worked out to email directly as well.
Yep. Next one is, will you be at G2E this year?
I can answer this one fast because I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. So it is where they have like new slot machines and other gaming stuff. I don't think that we will. Our trips to Vegas actually are generally very packed.
But we are there about the same time, right?
So who knows? Maybe we'll get there.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Next one, upcoming travel plans.
Get ready.
This one's so exciting for me.
Pen and paper down. All right, so the hope is that we are supposed to be going to Seattle in a
5
few
days.
days. When this drops, we'll actually be in Seattle, and then we're headed to Alaska on a cruise.
That's right, and then we get home, and we're home for 10 days, I think, and we head to Vegas.
And then a month later, we're going to Vegas, and then a month later, we're going to Vegas.
And then 2 weeks after that, we're going on another cruise.
Yeah, so you can definitely see, we typically have a trip planned at least once a month.
We do.
There's 2 months this year where we did not, which was April and July. Those are the only months that we didn't, but we're generally going somewhere. Actually, nope, July we went to Atlanta.
We did.
So April was the only month that we did not travel somewhere, so we typically have something booked every 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, and this, I think, maybe comes up next and a few more questions too, is we do plan quite a few out. We have up until October of next year planned out for some of our trips already.
Yeah. Any plans to do more Colorado visits? So, for the most part, our Colorado videos did not do super well. We did a Denver video, which I think is still under like 600, maybe 700 views. So we've kind of allowed Denver to be our getaway without vlogging. So that's where we're at with that. But I could see possibly doing one if people are interested on another Blackhawk video, because we've actually started staying at Monarch Casino now, whereas before we were staying at Ameristar.
Yes, and I'm with Josh. It's really nice to go down there and kind of put the phones and camera away. So Denver has been kind of our staycation spot.
Yeah, sometimes we need it just to ourselves. When is the next cruise? Just said it, literally 8 days from today.
Yes.
So when this airs, it'll be the next day.
So excited. How do you prioritize your trips?
So we prioritize based on comps. We do not pay full price for any of these trips. Pretty much. There's a few where we do, like Atlanta we did, or you know, anywhere that's not casino related. But cruising and Vegas are all based on our comps. The tougher ones to get tend to be the cruises, so we get more limited, and so we have to like take a look at the calendar, take a look at what locations that they're going to, and then we plan around that. Vegas for us is actually really easy. We can make a 3-day weekend for Vegas pretty much any time.
And now that we work, or like we both work the same schedule, we do go off of like state and government holidays. That really helps for our Vegas trips too. Otherwise it is planned out so we can organize our own work schedules too.
When will you come to North Dakota? Thanks, Mom.
By the way, we have been to North Dakota.
Yeah, we have been to North Dakota. Don't anticipate a video there unless we somehow become RV vloggers, but that's unlikely to happen.
That doesn't seem to be in the plans anytime soon.
Favorite trip so far?
So I had to think about this one a couple times, and I'm going to do an overall favorite trip of all of them we've taken in our almost 3 years together. My overall favorite trip we took was New York City on New Year's Eve, and we watched the ball drop in Times Square and ate crazy good while
and this
we were
was
there.
New Year's Eve 2020, so this was before the pandemic.
Yeah, 2019 into 2020. It was absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, I think that was a sign for us that like we can actually do. I mean, it was early stages of the relationship. Honestly, we had been dating for about 6 weeks, and decided to do this. So I think that was a sign that we are both really into traveling, both into food, and this kind of works.
Yeah, and experiences and shows, because we did just about everything. We froze our butts off at the Statue of Liberty. It was just a great trip overall. Now my favorite Vegas trip, I'm stealing it, and I'm sure Josh is gonna be like, dang it, now I have to use a different one, or he may agree with me. My favorite one is our most recent trip for Josh's birthday.
So it's my 40th birthday. That's gonna be the one that you are possibly watching right now, all the series, which was like the skydiving. We did Toca Madera, we did Hofbräu House. A lot more coming for you. For me, I would probably go to the last cruise, which was on Symphony of the Seas, just because it really felt like a true vacation, because we're coming out of the pandemic. We were able to go without masks, and
that's right, even fly without masks.
It was so nice to get back to a little bit of normalcy, and there was a lot of relaxing time in there, and we also saw some great things, so it was so enjoyable. I loved it.
It was a good one.
When you stay for one night, do you just take a backpack with a change of clothes? So this is in regards to, like, sometimes we will double book and we will stay one night over at a different hotel. If we're doing like one night anything, absolutely not. No. If we were actually leaving our house to go something, we have way too much stuff.
We have too much stuff. We pack too much. We're not the people that ask about like easy packing, any of that sort. If we do one night like on a separate hotel while we're, say, in Vegas, yes, just a backpack.
Yeah, because there's just too much, and our suitcases are far too big to be like hauling over for one day. And
honestly, Josh has trained me now to this piece that I didn't ever do before when I traveled. We actually unpack. So no matter if we're staying for just 3 nights or if we're staying for 7 or 8 nights on a vacation, we truly unpack. And it does help make you feel more vacation mode, maybe. You're not digging through a suitcase every time.
Alright, 1 hour later, it's time to flip. Listen to that.
Oh, these are my favorite. I can't wait. Alright, so now we're into Vegas restaurants specifically. So first question, and it was actually asked a couple different times, what is your favorite restaurant in Vegas and why?
I would probably say, so favorite restaurant does not mean best restaurant.
That's right.
I would say the place that I feel like I have to have been to a place multiple times, so I am going to go with Yellowtail at Bellagio. It's I'm sure it's not the best, but I've had just really good experiences there, and several times out on the patio, and I thought that it was fantastic. Food is always good, and it's small dishes, so you can try a bunch of different things.
And I'm gonna go with Josh too. I have numerous ones that I like a lot and hope to try again, but there's only been a couple we've done multiple times. And my favorite one in Vegas right now is Javier's. Next question. What's the best restaurant off strip?
All right, so this is cheating. This place is on the strip, but you might as well treat it like it's off strip. Bazaar Meat at Sahara.
So good.
Yes, technically it's on the strip, but no matter where you're staying, you're probably taking a taxi to get there.
Unless you're staying at Sahara.
And so that's a cheat answer. But Bazaar Steak is probably the best steakhouse out there, and it's something that you have to struggle to get to. Otherwise, we have not done a crazy amount of off-strip places, so
No.
I'll admit we are probably not the greatest at it.
My favorite though is Nevada Brew Works. I really enjoyed Nevada Brew Works, so
I agree.
I would have to say that's my favorite off-strip one.
I did enjoy Nevada Brew Works a lot, and we are hoping to do more off-strip stuff here to come.
Yeah. All right, next one is kind of two-part question. Best high-end and cheap eats downtown and on the strip.
All right, best high-end L'Atelier,
Agree.
whatever.
100%.
Joel Robuchon at MGM. I think it was the best. It's easily a high-end splurge meal, but we both called it the best meal of our lives earlier
Yeah.
this year.
Absolutely.
Cheap.
Cheap eats. I like Crack Shack. I don't know if it's technically cheap, but it is probably my favorite cheap eat on the strip.
Yeah. Do remember, we're typically not going to go eat at McDonald's or Taco Bell and get a 99-cent thing. So for us, the cheap eats is probably around the $20-$30 mark. I am a sucker for Shake Shack. I struggle to not go there. Lobster Me, I think, would be another close one for me, though.
You know what I was just going to say too, thinking about it? Jaw Burrito.
I do
And
enjoy
that
Jaw
is
Burrito.
a cheap eat.
You can actually do that for under 20 bucks, or about 20 bucks.
About 20 bucks. Now on the downtown area, we haven't done a whole lot of high-end meals down there.
We've done a few. I don't want to name them, but I don't think that they were good enough to call them best.
Yeah.
But for cheap downtown, American Coney.
Yeah, we
Give
both
me a
really
chili
like
dog
that.
at the D.
I like Evil Pie as well. I truly prefer that one over
Now we haven't had
Pizza
it
Rock.
for 2
No.
years, and I have heard that it's possibly gone downhill. So don't go there quoting us.
Yeah,
But-
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Have you tried Amalfi? And if not, will you? And will there be a review?
It's on the list. We actually were intending to go the first month that it opened. Something happened and we ended up changing our plans.
Yep.
But we do intend to get there before the end of the year.
That's right. Ooh, this is a good question. What do you find is the most frustrating thing about dining out in Vegas?
Oh, I would say, so 2 things for me. The price. The prices continue to rise. Even during COVID, you would have a menu price where it was actually $3 more for an item, but the prices keep going
keep
up,
going
up,
up.
up.
Yeah.
And the other thing I would say would be drinks. Going back to prices, one, you're already starting at $20 for a specialty drink, and if you want to get a beer, you're basically stuck with domestic, whereas we'd really like to have craft beers or something local, something different, rather than a Bud or a Coors or something.
And now I didn't go to Vegas much prior to pandemic stuff, but this piece does frustrate me a little bit. But we have gotten used to it. I do not like having to have reservations all the time. We do plan out and we have it there, but sometimes you just want to go where you can, and you can't always get into where you want to go if you don't have that reservation.
That's true.
All right, where are some non-celebrity dining spots that are great?
So this is a tough one to say because, like, for our standpoint, obviously we're foodies, and so we do like keep track of who the big chefs are, and so we know of these chefs, and it's hard for us to know whether we're talking about celebrity chef because of TV or because of the name.
Yeah.
You know, someone like a Joel Robuchon or a Michael Mina, who is not on
Absolutely.
TV, and Robuchon is not alive anymore, but they're high-name people. But I will say Michael Mina actually is what introduced me into doing these higher-end restaurants, and anytime I would see a Michael Mina place, I would try to go there. But those are some of the ones that I like. Now, one that we have tried recently is Nicole Brisson. She is a chef over at Breza. She also has some eats over at Bar Zazu, and she opening a new restaurant in Vegas. That's a name to watch, and we did meet her, and I thought she was fantastic.
Absolutely. What restaurant has stellar customer experience? Easy for me. Wingley. Hands down.
It was next level. It was so much higher than a lot of other places. It was fantastic.
And then last one for specific to dining or to restaurants is, have you considered dining at Le Cirque and Guy Savoy?
Yes.
We do want to go there.
We do. That's another one where, like, the price point, you can only do so many $500 to $1,000 dinners, and those are right at that mark. Those are easily going to be like $700 if you start adding alcohol. So there's only so many that we can do, but those are definitely on the list. All right, 2 hours have passed. You have some beautiful smoked chicken wings.
Yum.
Yeah, and they actually do get pretty crisp. You can go ahead and, ooh, you hear that? You can go ahead and turn it up to 350 for a little bit, but you gotta watch it really close.
Yes, we'd also like to give a huge shout out to all of our gluttons. That's our membership. You can join that by hitting the join button right underneath the videos. So thank you to everyone. We post them at the end of our videos, but they give us some great questions, give us some great opportunity to answer more questions about Vegas and just general travel stuff. It's kind of fun to talk to everyone.
And they do get a lot of real-time updates, real-time thoughts, questions, and thinking. They help us plan our trips, really.
They do. All right, let's go for more Vegas. These are more generalized questions about Vegas for us.
Okay.
What's the #1 thing you look forward to when coming to Vegas?
Food.
I like not being at work.
Both of them are great.
Yep. All right, next one. What are your thoughts on Win Rewards program? I'm gonna defer to you.
All right, so far I've enjoyed it. I did not do much with Win until last year when we tier matched from MGM
That's
to
right.
Platinum. Then we got a free room, which now we've trained together 4 free stays actually, 1 coming up. So what I enjoy about Win Rewards is it's very straightforward. It is gambling only. Whereas at MGM, I try to like book a lot of MGM restaurants.
Yeah, we do.
And a lot of MGM spend when we're doing that. Whereas at Win, the nice thing about it is I know that my restaurant spend is not going to matter as much. So that's where you've been able to see us branch out to like Resorts World and Venetian. So I actually enjoy that. And I will say that Win is probably the only property that we've stayed at where I actually really enjoyed their basic room.
Yes.
So I'm okay with a basic room for 3 to 4 nights at Wynn and not wanting it at like Luxor or Excalibur.
Absolutely. This is a follow-up question, that same thing. Do you think it's better than MGM Rewards?
Not necessarily better, it's different.
Yeah.
You know, if we put all of our focus on MGM, we probably could. And like I said, at Wynn, we're just getting basic rooms, but their basic rooms are so much nicer.
So nice.
They're much nicer, at least feeling for me, than a Aria, a Bellagio, even a Cosmo, because there are Cosmo rooms that don't have balconies. Remember that.
Yeah. This is similar into that reward system stuff. How do you organize your offers and points?
I mean, the websites are just very easy. As far as like MGM Rewards and Win Rewards, you just log in, you can see what you've got. Win, if we ever have one, we're booking it. MGM, we try to you know, book out a few months ahead. Every month on the 1st is going to reset, so you want to check and see, but a lot of times you want to book it and then you can cancel it and rebook if you get a better offer.
And we book pretty far in advance. Like, we have one already booked up through February, so we try to book in advance. All right, this one, do you think it's safe for a female to go to Vegas solo, 50-ish?
I'll let you do that one.
I traveled a ton by myself prior to Josh and I starting to date, and I always have said it's safe if you're aware of your surroundings. And don't go into things nonchalant and like it'll never happen to you, but I truly believe it's safe if you know your surroundings. And telling people where you're at is smart. The follow-up question to that, is Vegas safe? Same thing, I would say, wouldn't you?
I think so. I mean, I know I've seen a lot of social media posts about crime and stuff, but like, be smart.
Yeah.
That's the same thing about every big city. There's a large homeless population in pretty much all big cities right now. Large drug use in them as well.
Yep.
You know, if you're nervous about it, be at your hotel at night, you know.
Yeah. Just be smart.
Yep.
Next is one, would you consider adding some reviews of lounge acts or smaller places with live entertainment in Vegas?
I think that's a tough one because a lot of times lounge acts, you're going to be listening to music, and you know, on YouTube, copyright issues are a thing. I can pretty much only do 6 to 8 second clips without having to like redo everything.
Yeah.
So that's generally the clock in my head, which I don't think that it would give you a really good feel. I could consider it, but we'd have to see how it goes.
Yeah, the other thing that I find hard for that is we don't live in Vegas, so it is still our vacation. Although we do plan things out and we have it there and we enjoy the channel and doing all that stuff, it's still our vacation, so it'd be hard to do something of that sort and give you a full, true review of it.
And that is one of the nice things about the way that we do Las Vegas is, you know, after our dinner meal, we shut the camera off and we just, you know, hang out.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Next one, have you ever met a celebrity during your travels?
We met Leon Edwards, who's currently the welterweight champion of the world for the UFC.
Yeah.
At a Vegas Golden Knights game. We were in the standing room only for the playoffs, and he actually walked up right behind us.
He did. And if you watch our Morimoto, we didn't meet him, but supposedly, well, not supposedly, you have it on film.
Nope, it's true. Yeah, Charles Barkley walked right by me, and Rachel did not
recognize
it. But you can check that on our video. Otherwise, we've met a bunch of YouTube people. That counts as being famous. I think the largest YouTuber that we've seen is Brian Christopher.
Yes,
a few times actually.
And the Trooper.
And the Trooper,
met as well.
Yeah.
Next, do you have a host at any of the resorts?
So I used to. I believe that during COVID, I must have been doing enough play to get a host, and all of a sudden he moved to Mandalay Bay, and now he doesn't look me up at all.
Yep.
So.
Next question is, how do you distribute your play among casinos for comps?
I would say right now we're about 70-30,
Yeah.
MGM versus Encore, or Wynn Encore, because it's really hard to spread more than 2 different properties. I could see doing, you know, if you wanted to do like a Caesars or something, but if you're splitting 3 ways, you know, we don't ever stay more than 3 to 4 days generally.
Yeah.
And so we don't need that many to link up to have like a 10-day trip. For us, it works out best this way. We get better comps by doing it this way. Now, MGM Rewards has really been frustrating for me this year, so we'll see how that goes. But for now, it's 70% MGM properties, 30% Wynn.
All right, this one, is there a slot machine you liked but can't find anymore? I'm going to answer first. Mine is no. I honestly didn't start playing slots until Josh and I started dating and going to Vegas, so I didn't have any. So far, there's not one I used to play 2 years ago that I can't find.
Yep, I introduced her and now she's hooked.
I am.
For me, there was a Star Wars machine probably about a decade ago or so. Whenever Disney bought Star Wars, it went away, but there was a Star Wars slot machine that I loved, and if anyone could bring it back, that'd be awesome.
All right, now we have 3 final questions. Who has the best cake?
We do not do cake.
I don't do cake.
Yeah, Rachel
Unless
hates
you
it.
count cheesecake.
And
I'll
we
eat
try
cheesecake.
we try to share, so
That's right.
we are not cake people, but if you want the best pie, and it's actually my favorite dessert in Las Vegas, Emerald's banana cream pie.
And I don't know if you can count them as cakes, but they were semolina cakes, I think is what they're
There you
called,
go.
at Brezza. Spot on.
It's kind of
So
like
tasty.
a pancake.
Yeah, still works. All right, the next question is, what are the top 3 hotels for overall restaurant collection?
All right, we have talked about this.
Yep.
Wynn.
Yes.
Or now Wynn, when I say Wynn, I include Wynn and Encore.
Yep.
Aria.
Yes.
And then I'm not sure if we agree on this one.
I don't think we agree on
Like
this
right now, I would probably go with Resorts World, but I'm open to Venetian Palazzo as we try more there.
Then we do agree, because that's where I was headed to.
All right.
Was Resorts World. We've had
Very good luck at
very good
Resorts
luck
World.
at Resorts World. Yeah.
Yeah, but as we do more of the Venetian and Palazzo, I could easily see that one making it in there.
There are a lot of options.
There's a lot of good ones, but we just haven't eaten at enough of them.
Yep. We saved this question for last because we do think it required some thought behind it.
Very cool question.
Yeah. Top 3 must-do food experiences. Now this isn't restaurants or any of that sort, so it's the true food experiences.
Okay, so we did talk these 3 through.
Yep.
So I would say number 1, I think you should get an epic steak.
Absolutely.
Vegas has so many amazing steakhouses right now. You know, whether it's a tomahawk, a Kobe beef, Wagyu, do something, indulge in something. We have really started to really love the tomahawk steak. Yeah. I had never had one up until this year, actually.
I don't think I had either.
And now I actually want it a lot. It's so tasty. What's another one for you?
I think a tableside presentation. Of any kind. We've had some really good ones at Golden Steer, where almost every piece of our meal was tableside presentation.
Yep.
Toca Madera, but hands down, Wingley, the Peking duck.
Wingley or Mott 32.
Yep.
Now, Mott 32 was one of our first trip ones. I don't think the video was great, but the meal was amazing. The experience was amazing. So if you're into Chinese food, Peking duck, I think that is one of the best ones to do tableside.
Yep.
And then what's the other one?
Last one is dinner with a view.
Yep, there's so many amazing scenes in Las Vegas. You know, we want these to be more generalized things.
Yep.
So for us, one of them is being at the restaurants on Lake Bellagio, overlooking the fountains while they're going off. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But there's so many different places you can do. The Eiffel Tower has a view. Top of the world at the Strat. I think doing a meal
with a view
is, yeah.
Absolutely. That's it.
That's it. All right, well, let's finish off these chicken wings. And thanks for watching.
Yeah.
If you're enjoying our videos, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe.
You can also follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All our links are down below. All right, it's time for us to eat some lunch, have a couple beers, and watch some football. So thank you guys very much for joining us on our question and answers and celebrating 2 years on YouTube with us.